Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Stock Talk. This is a series I make whenever I feel it's necessary, where we cover some exciting news and price action in regard to some of the stocks we've been talking about on the channel. In today's case, but I'm sure no surprise at all, covering some biotech stocks focused on a COVID-19 vaccine or treatment. You guys know the deal there in the title. We will just go down here on the watch list on the right, just go down the line. Inovio, Novavax, Moderna, and Sorrento. We'll look at each of their charts, and today I want to focus more on the technicals just because these guys are seeing crazy price action, crazy moves up as expected. Because we have been covering them a lot on the channel lately. You guys would know if you caught it, obviously. I just posted a video on Inovio yesterday covering the great news that they released. Made a video on Novavax a few days ago. Made a stock talk like the same one about a week ago. So you guys can go watch those if you missed them and you want the more fundamental side of things. But in today's video, I just want to focus on the charts, let you guys know what I'm thinking in terms of price action, and maybe give you guys some price targets and just what I'm seeing on the charts, all right? So before we dive into that, I will ask you guys to please give this video a like if you do go on to gain value from it, and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. All right, I appreciate you guys. Okay, so that said, you know what? I lied. We will look at one article quick just because it sums this up nicely, pretty much. So why Inovio, Moderna, and Sorrento therapeutic stocks rose today? Very appropriate article. It's as if this guy knew I was going to make this video. Okay, so what? Inovio's gains were fueled in part by its announcement on Tuesday that it received $71 million in funding from the U.S. DoD, Department of Defense. Inovio will use funds to manufacture its Electra handheld devices, which we looked at in the video yesterday. Those are pretty cool, which can be used to deliver the experimental INO 4800 vaccine directly into people's skin. Moderna and Sorrento also likely benefited from investors' interest in companies that can potentially profit from helping to end the COVID-19 crisis. Moderna is currently conducting a phase 2 study of its experimental coronavirus vaccine and plans to begin a phase 3 study in July. Sorrento, meanwhile, is studying antibodies that it says can neutralize the novel coronavirus. Okay, so again, Moderna, Inovio, and Novavax, all vaccines. Sorrento is a treatment company. I like holding Sorrento just because it gets you a little exposure within the sector that's not only a vaccine. Okay, and again, a treatment is definitely more short-term of a solution in my mind, and just factually than a vaccine. All right, so that is the fundamentals. Again, we'll leave it there, you guys. There's not a whole lot of news that goes. I mean, there is a lot of news. There's a lot of great news coming out. This news is coming out faster than ever when it comes to biotech, but you guys can't expect news every day. I know I don't expect news every day. It's just kind of unreasonable to expect that. And again, the amount of news that these companies are releasing right now is insane. As far as like developing something as great of a scale as a vaccine for a virus as detrimental as coronavirus is. Okay, so have been getting a lot of great news lately. Again, very consistent for what it is, but we have seen that definitely reflecting in the price action. And again, I said in the Waves Weekly I just posted on Sunday that these stocks are also acting as a hedge, or that's at least what they've proven to do in the past. Not every time the market dips these do well. Sometimes they are correlated to general equity markets, but like definitely back in that liquidity crisis when pretty much every equity fell in traditional markets, a lot of these stocks did good. Okay, because again, investors want somewhere to put their money when the general markets aren't doing well, and this sector, especially with cases going up in the U.S. as states are reopening, is gonna get a lot of that capital that is flooding out of traditional markets because people want to make money. You guys know that. Okay, so go up to the top real quick. You can see the SPX, so S&P 500, Dow Jones, pretty much every traditional equity index across the board was down today, pretty significantly too, almost like 2.5–3%. So that is significant, and that is very bullish in my mind. That on top of the fundamentals, these are also acting as a hedge to the markets, at least today. That is okay. So that's very good news. So that's kind of technical and fundamental. I'm bridging the gap there, but let's look straight at the charts now, okay? So again, Inovio, if you guys caught the video yesterday, I just explained this exact same thing almost, but to sum this up, I do think Inovio by early to mid-July will hit $30, okay? It has been following this general line of resistance up. It is definitely in an uptrend, and this is kind of a sketchy line of resistance. It's only been tested twice, but again, with the breakout, with all the fundamental momentum behind it, and just volume on this. Look at this this is awesome volume. I expect this to carry on for a few more days. Again, always remember, you guys, this move up to 30 might not be immediate. It might correct tomorrow. No one knows. But again, there's so much fundamental and technical momentum behind this right now that I wouldn't be surprised to see it hit $30 by early July personally. All right, and just to sum it up one more time, I will go back a little bit for you guys to show you why that is and what that line is. If you guys didn't catch the video yesterday, again, I covered this, so sorry if you guys saw this already, but I just feel it would be good. So if we go back, oh man, should have gone to the weekly, sorry about that. But it has pretty much passed all of this and is now getting ready to test a previous high that it made way back in 2004, so a long time ago. But it did set a high of $30 in 2004, and that, in my mind, is the reasonable next price target. Again, on top of all the fundamental, just great news that they're releasing, momentum behind it, investors wanting to flood out of traditional equity markets. They're going to want to make money somewhere, and my bet, my money's on it, always know that, you guys, is that they will flood to this sector, all right? And again, like, states are reopening, cases are going up. The numbers are crazy right now. Don't even want to cover the numbers. You guys know, you guys have seen the headlines. But yeah, I mean, I'm so bullish on this sector right now. So that said, let's move on to Novavax. Stop ranting on Inovio. Novavax had a great day today, up 11%. So Novavax has been so consistently in the green. You can see here, since June 15th, it has just been nothing but green on the daily candles. Great news. I still haven't, and that was actually the day it broke out of the bull flag. I don't think I'm ever going to erase this bull flag just because it's probably the proudest bull flag I've ever drawn personally. So I'm just going to leave it there as a reminder of how much we love bull flags here on this channel. All right, so bull flag, again, played out, textbook bull flag, broke out over a week ago now, and it is just climbing. Okay, so Novavax looking super strong right now. I will show you guys my price target for Novavax is $90 on the more conservative side. On the high side, again, always remember, you guys, this is just my opinion. On the high side, it's around $110, $115. Okay, so likely what I would do with my position is probably close out at least half of it. If it hits $90, enjoy some profits. I want to let you guys know that today I actually decided to take about 10% off of my Inovio Novavax call options positions, just to practice good risk management. It's always important, guys, if you have gotten lucky enough and fortunate enough to take part in a runner like this early, especially if you have call options, then never hesitate to take some profits, okay? Even if you think it's going to go up like I do personally, it's always just the responsible move. You feel like a responsible trader, and you sleep better at night, trust me, if you take some profits off the top, all right? It's just a good habit to practice, okay? So know that I did take about 10% off of both my Inovio and Novavax position. I will, to be honest, probably take 50%, at least half, off the table if Novavax does hit $90, and then I will probably completely close it. I assume they will... at $90, we will probably see a pullback, which is why we'll close out half my position. But I do think over the coming weeks, maybe even months, Novavax will hit probably about $115. Okay, and some of my calls are a little on the longer side, but again, yeah, I will close a good amount of my position if Novavax does hit $90 as I expect it to. All right, why are these lines drawn here? Similar to Inovio, we will go back in time. History is telling. Doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. You guys saying that cliche way too much. Okay, so these are the two lines I drew right here. So this is $90. You can see back here in 2014 and 2016, it spent a lot of time around this $90 region. So that's just, again, it's $90, $80, $90, all good psychological numbers. 100, obviously, the big hundo, the big 3 digits, very big psychological number. And I personally wouldn't be surprised at all to see Novavax, again, with just all the fundamental technical momentum and just all the money in the markets and shiny objects and traders wanting to chase shiny objects. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see Inovio hit $100, or Novavax, I'm sorry. And for it to hit $100, it's at a $4.5 billion market cap right now at about $77. So it'll only have to get to like $6.5 billion market cap to reach $100 per share. All right, which isn't, I mean, that's by no means crazy. For just reference, Moderna is sitting at about $25 billion right now, okay? So it would still be a fraction the size of Moderna, even if it did hit $100 per share. So that's very important to keep in mind. Inovio as well, we'll go back to Inovio real quick. Inovio is currently sitting after its price action, $3.7 billion market cap. Okay, so Novavax definitely slightly bigger, but both of these still, in the grand scheme of things, $3-4 billion market caps are very minuscule. And remember that, guys, in terms of how much new money is in the market, how much money is chasing these shiny objects and just wanting their money to make them money in this new retail trading era, it won't take the attention of many investors to shoot these stocks to the moon. Okay, so again, conservative target $90. On the higher end, I will close out the far majority of my position at $115 because I'm bullish on the sector as a whole. I will at least hold a small position, probably for a long time. Obviously, restructure the calls and whatnot, but very bullish on the sector as a whole. I want you guys to know that. All right, so that's Novavax. Move on to good old Moderna, the first love in this sector. So MRNA, again, it's been just following this the beam-like trajectory since it broke out back in March. And it's just been following steady. I'm very bullish on Moderna right now, just considering it's been consolidating and it's just been going sideways, steadily, slowly moving up, and that's very bullish in my mind. Okay, volume is so-so. Volume is on the definitely medium side, nothing to be super excited about right now, but that also tells me that Moderna is getting ready for a big move up. RSI is also at about 50. Again, this is all on the daily. Remember that. RSI is about a 50, so it could honestly go either way. But again, the fundamental momentum, the technical momentum behind all these other vaccine stocks like Inovio and Novavax, it would surprise me to not see Moderna break out, especially because a lot of times after some consolidation, like you saw here, like you see here, you always see either a big move up or down. Okay, my money's on it that Moderna will break out to the upside. Okay. And price target on Moderna, I have said this a lot, but they announced their secondary share offering at about $76. So that is where they're personally pricing their own shares. So I think on a very conservative side, it could at least get back up to the $75 to $78 region. On the very high side, if everything falls perfectly into place, and remember that again, you guys, Moderna is like a fairly big company at this point at a $24 billion market cap. So it will take significantly more capital pushed into the stock to raise the share price to like $100. But just for fun, let's say if this does play out and it does retest this upper line of resistance, just for fun, I personally don't think this would happen, but let's say $105, $100 to $105 by the 7th of July. All right, so that's Moderna. Let's move on to Sorrento. Sorrento's actually interesting. Actually, I wanted to show you guys this that I saw when I was looking at Novavax chart earlier. I wish I remembered to bring this up when I was covering it. Okay, so Novavax. Back here, you see we're going way back in time, okay? So right here is about as not quite as textbook, but like realistically a pretty textbook head and shoulders pattern, okay? So Novavax and this is on a big scale. This is over the span of months, okay? So you see a big head and shoulders playing out here. That's where you see a move up. It goes sideways for a while. A significant move up, comes back down, goes sideways for a while. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Okay, so that's a pretty textbook head and shoulders pattern on a macro scale. Again, that's a big picture that was over the span of months. But the reason I brought that up is because Sorrento is playing a very not textbook head and shoulders pattern, but I believe it to be a head and shoulders pattern. Again, I always prioritize fundamentals. You guys understand that. I think the fundamentals are extremely strong right now, and I'm relying on I would say like right now it's like 80-20, like 80 fundamentals, 20 technicals. And again, in a market of traders like this market is right now, technicals do actually play a significant role. So it might be more like 70-30. But I personally always do like 80-20 fundamentals, technicals. Technicals only reassure my beliefs fundamentally. All right, so quite the not textbook head and shoulders pattern. Arguably not even a head and shoulders pattern, but this is an inverse head and shoulders, so it's just an upside down head and shoulders. You see left shoulder here when we saw that huge move up in Sorrento. This was a bubble if I've ever seen one on a daily candle. Okay, so huge move up, immediately corrected, immediately fell back down, and it's gone sideways for a while. But you see left shoulder, again, this is inverse, or maybe right shoulder, I guess. Okay, so you guys get the point. Shoulder, head, and then I think this shoulder will play out, and I think we will go back to test at least $10. All right, so $10, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see, again, $10, a very big psychological number, psychological even. Those are important in trading, like I just mentioned earlier. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see it test back up to $10. And I wouldn't be surprised, again, because they're making tangible progress, as all these companies are, to see it set a higher high. It's very reasonable. Sorrento is sitting at a market cap as of now of just over $1 billion. Cross that big B mark, which is good for them. Again, they are doing great work in this world. All these companies are. They all deserve to be highly valued for the work they are doing for humanity. And yeah, again, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Sorrento. This line I draw on here is obviously my price target. So 1060, just above where it set that high, that very quick high, very short-lived high at $10. So 1060, you can see here, I can't remember exactly how far. Okay, right there. It's not too far back. Okay, so we saw here back in 2018, it did set a high. It was, again, a very short-lived high. This is a very volatile stock. Lower market cap. You guys have to remember, the lower the market cap, the more susceptible these stocks may be to volatility. Okay. So again, we saw this high set back at about the $10.70 region back in March of 2018 or February 2018, whatever. And then we saw that again, both on daily candles. Okay, so it looks like for a very short amount of time, it lived around this 1060 region in 2018 and late 2015. So again, I wouldn't be surprised with all the actual progress they're making. Fundamentals first, technicals second. You guys know that. Just keep repeating myself, but it's important. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see it hit that mark, 1060. It'll probably correct just because, again, there's a lot of traders in the market. These are very key levels. But I do think it can get back to at least $10 because it did spend a lot of time a little more stabilized around the $10 mark historically. Okay, and again, psychological even, it makes sense for it to hit that number. So I think, and to wrap it up, I mean, I guess you guys can, that's pretty easy math. It's at 550 right now at $1 billion market cap. It'd only be at like $2.5 billion market cap if it hit $10. 2 billion, maybe 2 billion even, because it's at 550. All right, so we will call it there, guys. I will stop rambling. If you guys do want to know the exact call options positions, exact stock positions I have on these stocks, please check out my complete portfolio and daily newsletter product in the first link down in the description. It is exactly as it states. It's a complete breakdown of my entire portfolio, all call options, all put options, all stock positions, even cryptos if you're into it. And along with that, I do send out a newsletter every morning for me. I live in Hawaii. It's 8:30. I send it from like 8 to 9 a.m. for myself. There's still about an hour or so left in the trading day. I want to make sure that when I send those emails out to my subscribers, that they have some time to react and do some research for themselves and decide if they want to kind of follow the steps. Obviously not investment advice. I never want to make this seem like I'm right or like any decision or any move I make is guaranteed, but let you guys know what I'm doing just so you guys can go on to do your own research while the market is still open and make some decisions for yourself, to make some trades for yourself. All right, so again, it's just more real-time updates from me if you're interested in that at all. Complete breakdown of my portfolio, just my thoughts on the market overall, and me rationalizing my trades and whatnot. So check that out if you're interested. I really appreciate it if you do. If not, no worries. But we will call it there, guys. Very exciting times in this space. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'm really excited that you guys, I see a lot of you guys in the comments got in on Inovio, Novavax over the past week as I've been making these videos, and I'm just so stoked. Again, you guys remember I'm wrong a lot of the time. I've been wrong a lot in history, but we have been on a roll lately. It feels good. Appreciate the roll. You guys remember, if you did catch it, don't hesitate to take some profits. Taking profits, I've learned this the hard way a lot. When you catch runners, take some profits. All right? Realize some of the gains you made. It's just the responsible thing to do. So please practice responsible profit taking, and I will catch you guys next time. All right? Until then, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.